CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovic.
We will respond to ICE's unconscionable tactics with organizing and with people power.
Right now on the afternoon edition, outrage over the arrest of some immigrants seeking asylum at a San Francisco courthouse. Immigration advocates rallying over what they call an attack on due process. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday. This comes after attorneys and advocates say at least 4 people were detained yesterday at San Francisco Immigration Court while attending hearings to claim that they would be in danger if they return to their home country. Our Lauren Toms is live outside of the courthouse on Montgomery Street, where organizations are condemning these tactics by the Trump administration. Lauren, what do we know about these cases?
Yeah, and yesterday 4 people were arrested in this building behind me as they showed up for their regularly scheduled court appearances here at San Francisco Immigration Court. Now, we know that a handful of DHS officers in plain clothes had been waiting in the waiting room outside some of these asylum hearings, waiting for any of them to be denied or overturned, which would open the door to a legal arrest. But those arrests prompting outrage from dozens of protesters this morning who argue that the arrests are a violation of these immigrants' rights. We spoke with an attorney who not only called the use of federal resources unprecedented, but they also called it an unprecedented interpretation of immigration law. Take a listen to what one of them had to say.
I've been an immigration attorney for 10 years, and I have never seen an ICE arrest in immigration court. It is something that's been looked down upon by immigration judges who know that this chills the attendance of clients in court, witnesses who then are afraid to come to court. These are rights that people have under the law, under the Constitution, that this president and this administration and ICE agents are trying to trample upon.
Now, in a statement, DHS saying that these arrests are legal. They're telling us that, quote, most aliens who illegally entered the United States within the last 2 years are subject to expedited removals. Biden ignored this legal fact and chose to release millions of illegal aliens, including violent criminals, into the country with a notice to appear in front of an immigration judge. If they have a valid, credible fear claim, they will continue in immigration proceedings. But if no valid claim is found, aliens will be subject to a swift deportation. So those claims being heard inside these court offices here at San Francisco Immigration Court, oftentimes being met on the outside by some of these DHS officials.
All right. I would assume that some people who have upcoming court dates might be afraid to show up now, not knowing what the outcome is going to be and if they could be whisked away. Is anybody expecting more arrests today or later this week? Any indication on that?
Yeah, and we've been told that there has not been ICE activity detected inside San Francisco Immigration Court today. But what we do know is that later this afternoon, there is a whole new docket of these asylum cases that are expected to be heard. And a big complaint from some of these protesters this morning is how these immigrants could be arrested at their homes if they don't show up to court, but they're getting arrested at court. So at this point, it's unclear whether or not ICE will be present in court this afternoon, but so far no sightings today.
All right, we know you'll continue to follow it for us. Thank you, Lauren Toms, live for us in San Francisco. The Trump administration has ordered U.S. embassies to temporarily stop scheduling any new student visa appointments. That is the latest action targeting international students hoping to attend colleges and universities here in the United States. And CBS News has learned the State Department is preparing for an expansion of social media screening and vetting of applicants.
Whether they be student or if you're a tourist who needs a visa or whoever you are, we're going to be looking at you.
Lawyers say the Trump administration has tried to end the legal status for thousands of international students, many over minor legal infractions. A federal judge has blocked that effort while the case plays out in court. New developments. The Justice Department is launching an investigation to determine whether California is violating the Title IX civil rights law by allowing transgender females to participate in women's sports at public state schools. President Trump, again, threatening to pull federal funding from California because of this issue. His latest post blasts California's handling of its transgender athletes. The post did not name names, but it comes as Southern California transgender athlete A.B. Hernandez gears up to compete in the state finals in track and field. Meanwhile, the California High School Sports Governing Body, the CIF, launched a new policy giving biological girls who just missed qualifying a shot at the finals after all. Governor Newsom calls it a fair, respectful solution, but critics say he's walking a political tightrope.
Right. He's got a lot of progressives on the left who were very supportive of his record on these kinds of issues, now seeing him flip-flop. And you people on the right who've never trusted him on these issues, not sure what to think of it. So he's not winning any friends by this.
Joe, the CIF has not said exactly how the new policy works or whether it is a direct response to the president's comments. But what we do know is that the student athlete, A.B. Hernandez, will race in the state championships this weekend in Clovis. All right, to our first alert weather now, taking a live look from our Black Mountain camera. We are looking ahead to a big warm-up. Let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Birch for a little more on the timing here.
All right, well, it's hard to believe that there's a warm-up when you step outside today and think to yourself, wait a second, isn't it cooler compared to where we were just at yesterday? Because think about it, yesterday we were in the 80s off into the East Bay and Antioch, 80s up into Santa Rosa and all the way down into the Santa Clara Valley. That's not the case for us today. Today is going to be one of the cooler days this week before we experience a very big warm-up around the corner that jumps temperatures over into San Francisco from the 60s to some potential 80s. And then we're also going to see upper 90s in the forecast, close to the triple digits off into the East Bay right around the corner. So let's talk about that a little bit more. As we head into the coming days, the big weather story for us has to do with a big warm-up on the way. High pressure is going to start ridging its way in. We're going to start seeing drier weather. Relative humidity drops. We're also going to see temperatures rise as we head into the coming days to the point where the National Weather Service has issued heat advisories extended all throughout the highlighted zones and counties on this map as we head into the Friday forecast. That starts at 11 a.m. on Friday all throughout those afternoon hours. And even past Friday, we still have warm weather as we dive into this weekend. I'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. Back to you.
Thanks, Jess. It is the end of an era for bags fly free. Starting today, all new bookings with Southwest Airlines come with checked baggage fees. That change comes just as summer travel starts to ramp up. Our Kevin Coe talked with travelers at Oakland's airport.
Fresh off her flight, Margot Houston is crunching the numbers.
Went to a wedding, so we have 5 bags because I brought some back for another person. So that, yeah, right there you're talking a couple $100, you know, which is not cool. That factors in a lot on what you can and can't do.
Margot and other Southwest Airlines flyers at Oakland International Airport just learned about the new baggage policy. $35 for one checked bag, $45 for the second.
Are you serious? Well, the prices are already high. How is the airline going to do that? Are they going to lower their prices on the flights?
Some, like Dawn, thought one checked bag was still free.
I was pretty disappointed to hear about it, but it doesn't affect me too much because I guess I'm efficient with my travels and my luggage. I don't use more than one luggage.
But even one bag will cost her $35 under the new policy.
Oh, okay, that's extra disappointing. Yeah, we'll probably rethink our travels next time then. That's a lot. I thought it was just 2.
Southwest was the only major U.S. airline offering 2 free checked bags for basic economy travelers. It even became part of its trademark slogan, bags fly free.
Pack all the things.
Now, like its competitors, a checked bag will only be free with elite status.
Southwest was really flying alone when this came about. And the people who flew Southwest happily flew them because of this. Now the real question is going to be, how many passengers will Southwest lose because of this? And we'll see pretty soon.
We asked CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg what the end of free checked baggage for basic economy says about the U.S. airline industry.
It says that America has become the home of the brave and the land of the fee. It's sad that we've come to this, but we've been getting there for quite a while. Airlines basically structure their profit or their profitability based on fees and not fares. I think the old Southwest didn't want to do it. They're now controlled by a new investor group that wanted to generate additional revenue. And in the process, they attempted to blow up the entire culture that made Southwest Southwest.
For some travelers, the new policy change means they'll be choosing a new airline for their next trip.
Mexico. Let's go, but not with Southwest. Not if I have to pay for my luggage.
For others, the rise in fees could mean fewer trips.
There's so many hidden fees with the airlines too nowadays. It's ridiculous. You know, the seat upgrades, you name it. You know, this, that, and the other. It's getting too expensive. Too much.